So emotional brain, we will today discuss the uncontrolled emotions and behaviors which become disease later on. Kuch we have discussed and kuch we will discuss in the further slides. The main site of emotion is amygdala, as I have told you that amygdala is the main site which controls your fear and which makes you fearful. वो alert कर देता है. It makes an alert. No, something is dangerous. No, you have to react like this. And when it gets alert, the back brain reacts pre-programmed. The back brain has some pre-programmed which reacts accordingly. So why do emotions take over? Response to stress. So this is a very important slide. Please, I request everyone to be attention. Response to stress. There are two responses according to pathophysiology. To a stress, there are two responses. For example, I will give you an example. A child has fallen down. There is a noise, and the mother runs out from the bedroom to see the child. And when she saw he was okay. There was no injury. There was nothing, and she was pacified. She said, "Okay, my child is fine," and she hugs him. She picks him in the laps, and she says, "Okay, child, no problem," and everything goes normal. This is called reactive response. Reactive response. Amygdala created a fear. But when she saw that everything was okay, amygdala settles down. Nothing happened. No pre-programmed response. And neocortex said, yes, the child is fine. Neocortex send a relay to the amygdala. Yes, the child is fine. And the amygdala settles down. This is called reactive response. Now, second, if a child has fallen down and he got badly injured on the head and the amygdala alerts, child has badly injured, take him into hospital, he will die, there is a lot of bleeding, and the mother rushes to the hospital, and for 10 or 15 days the child is in hospital, and the mother was going through all the trauma, emotional and mental, plus physical, plus financial, and then the child became okay. She came back home, and now whenever the child falls down, again amygdala alerts, because hippocampus is attached to amygdala. Hippocampus has a memory that when the child falls down, these things happen. You have to again go to the hospital. You have to again suffer for 15 to 20 days. You have to be again in those crises. And hippocampus told to amygdala, and amygdala creates a stress movement. And when this happens, whether the child falls from a bed also, a little bit also, these all things come back to back again in the mind. Ye to nahi ho jayega. This thing will not happen. Will this thing happen? My child will again be injured. There will be again a big injury, and I have to take to hospital. There is no one in the house. How will I manage? How will the ambulance come? And my child, there is already a scar on her face. Again, a scar will come. Ye sab alert ho jata hai. And when this all things alert, whether the child has not got an injury, these all circuits, they come again and again. This is called conditioning of brain. This is the anticipatory response. This is called anticipatory response. Why? Because first incidence has already created a neural wiring in your brain, and that neural wiring has now become strong for the next incidence, which may be a little bit lower also. Again, this is called anticipatory response, and in that anticipatory response, person reacts in panic. Person reacts in fright. This is the response which is already being registered in your subconscious mind, and you react without knowing, without your neocortex telling you that no, this is not a big thing. You do not have to react according to your past experiences, but you react that way. This is called anticipatory response. This is not in your hand, but it goes on and on in autoplay mode in your body. It goes on and on. So reactive responses occur when there is disruption of the optimal steady state, also known as homeostasis. And anticipatory response are the learned responses. These are the learned responses, pre-wired, pre-programmed. And this is a work of, as I told you, last brain, your primitive brain, under fine controls by regions called limbic system. The back brain controlled by the limbic system, controlled by amygdala and hippocampus. These regions are those most frequently associated with learning and memory, included hippocampus, amygdala, and prefrontal cortex. These are the things which develop these are the three parts of the brain which react accordingly, which in crisis, these create an alert. Amygdala, I have already told you, amygdala acts as a storehouse of emotional memory along with hippocampus, and thus has its own significance. Life without amygdala is a life without stripping off personal meanings, right? More than affection, it is tied to amygdala. Amygdala creates passion also. Okay? If an animal, if a person does not have amygdala, there is no fear. For example, if you have passion for something, that means you need something. That means amygdala has created a fear that no, you need something, and you become passionate for it. Right? In a healthy person, amygdala creates passions. Amygdala creates you to become more cooperative, to more ambition, passion in life. All these also are functions of amygdala. So more than affection, it is tied to amygdala. All passion depends on it. Tears, an emotional signal unique to humans, are triggered by amygdala and a nearby structure, the cingulate gyrus. So amygdala is emotional part. I told you it's an emotional brain. So whenever a patient becomes is in a stress, tears come out of her eyes. This is also a function of amygdala. Being held, stroked, or otherwise comforted soothes these brain regions, stopping the sobs. Without an amygdala, there are no tears of sorrow. Okay? Without amygdala, tears will not be there.